to show you a few features of the Motobriiz wind power chain oiler reservoir. As you can see, the reservoir is sized, so it's very easy to find a suitable location on your bike. The reservoir has a inlet tube. The inlet tube is what collects the wind pressure, delivers it to the reservoir bowl, which is partially filled with oil. The oil flows up through the center tube, through the discharge fitting, which contains a flow restrictor, which limits the amount of flow to your chain to about 1 drop every 2 miles. The oil continues into the discharge tube, flows down to the chain applicator, which applies oil to your chain. There's a small vent hole in the discharge tube. This allows air to enter the system and allows the oil that's remaining in the discharge fitting to flow back into the reservoir when you stop the bike. When it's time to refill the reservoir, you simply disconnect the tubing, and that which only takes about a quarter turn of these fittings to remove the tubing from the reservoir. Then you take the reservoir off the bike, you disconnect the bowl, refill with your favorite chain oil up to about the bottom of the threaded portion on the reservoir bowl. You then reconnect the reservoir cap to the bowl simply by screwing the bowl back into the cap against the O-ring to tighten it up. Then you simply reconnect the inlet fitting and the discharge fitting, and you're ready to ride. So there's also a arrow stamped on top of the reservoir, which allows you to know which side is the inlet side. We also supply a oil absorbent mat that you can trim and fit to your bike. You place this reservoir on this pad, oil absorbent pad, which gives you a little bit of padding for the reservoir and also will catch any drips that may have occurred through refilling. So next we'll go out and show you how to install the reservoir on the bike. Okay, I'd like to show you how to install the reservoir on the bike. What you're going to do first is take a piece of the matting that's supplied with the kit. This is oil absorbent, so it's going to catch any drips that you may have occurred during refilling. It's also going to add a nice little pad for the reservoir to sit on. So what you want to do, you've cut a piece to approximate size. You can trim it up later. We're really just test fitting now. You're going to put the reservoir in the location where you think it'll best fit. You're going to take your seat. You're going to put the seat back in place. Make sure that it fully latches down. There's no interference. Take the seat back off. Make sure everything's pretty well undisturbed. From here we're going to show you how to install the discharge tubing as well as the intake tubing for your air supply, and also the chain applicator.